What's up guys, and welcome to another League SBC video. As you can see on the screen, today we will do the League squad building challenge. Now obviously the League SBC has been around for quite a while. I had a couple of players in my club already, but now I decided that it's time to complete this overall challenge and get our hands on that 87 rated Lacazette striker special card. 88 pace, 88 shooting, 88 dribbling, so welcome to the triple stat club, Mr. Lacazette. He will obviously be a nice addition to the team, one of the better reward cards. I already have the Higuain special card from the Culture A squad building challenge, and he is an amazing card to use. Hopefully Lacazette will also be a good addition to the team. I obviously use these players in a Premier League team as substitutes, but they are pretty damn good. At least the Higuain card, and I hope Lacazette as well. We also get 30,000 coins on top, which is obviously not too bad given that I had to invest some coins to complete all the teams. And as you can see at the bottom, I already have one team done. That was the Paris team that I did a couple of months ago. Because I had so many Paris players in my club, I decided, well, let's just get this challenge out of the way and open the pack. But we still have 19 more teams to complete, and obviously then also get the overall reward. Now, I was surprised how cheap this league was. Obviously it's one of the more expensive leagues, but given that it is one of the big five, I was expecting it to be more expensive. The overall rewards, excluding the Paris pack, are worth 238,000 coins, which is a lot of value basically. It obviously depends on the players you get from the packs, but just in pure pack value and coin value, it is worth around 240,000 coins. Now the coins I had to invest to complete all the teams, they were a little bit more than 90,000 coins. So more than 150,000 coins less basically than the rewards are worth is the amount I had to invest. Let's quickly run through all the teams. A couple of the teams were pretty cheap. A couple of the teams were a little bit more expensive. For 3 of the teams, I had to pay more than the reward was worth. Angers is the first team, and all the teams have basically super easy requirements. There's no special requirements, minimum nations, maximum goals, whatever. It's just rating and chemistry for all of them. Angers, one of the easier ones because there's a decent amount of gold cards, couple of silvers you can use, was rather cheap to complete, and we get a premium gold pack as a reward, plus I think, yes, plus another 1,000 coins. Monaco, obviously super dominant this year in Ligue 1, also made it to the quarterfinal of the Champions League this week. So as you can see, a lot of gold players, which is always nice because they don't increase in value that much, as opposed to the silvers who usually go up quite a bit. 75 rated team, which is exactly what we have, so let's submit this as well for a gold players pack and move on to ASNL. One of the teams that was a little bit more expensive and one of the teams where I had to pay more than the reward is worth. We had a premium silver players pack as a reward, but as you can see, those silver rare players, they were somewhat expensive. I think he was the most expensive one, and I paid 3,700 coins for Mr. C2. Let's submit this one though for the silver pack and move on to Saint-Etienne. Saint-Etienne, one of the cheaper ones. I had to pay 3,000 to get this completed, and as you can see, basically a full gold squad, which makes it cheap. Rather contrary statement, but the gold cards, as I said, they are usually rather cheap. 74 rated team for a gold players pack. We're a little bit higher for the rating than what was needed, but I rather use a higher rated squad than a more expensive squad and match the rating because I would have used more silvers. Dijon, a lot of silvers in here. It's still rather affordable for me, so I paid less than the pack is worth, and the pack is a silver players, actually a premium silver players pack, plus a few coins as well. Next up, we do have Gaucourt, another gold heavy team. There's only 1 silver and 1 bronze in here, so as you can see, there wasn't a lot of trouble to complete this team. We overshoot in terms of rating a little bit, but as I said, sometimes a higher rated team is cheaper because you don't use as many silvers. Lorient, 73 rated team, which we also managed quite well. A couple of players out of position, and all of these teams have a 95 chemistry requirement, so you usually have 1 joker position, which I usually fill with the substitute keeper, because these players tend to be rather cheap, go for like 200 to 500 coins in most teams. So that is obviously a nice joker card, so you really have to have 10 cards from each team that basically you can slot in the right positions the 11th position is the Joker card. Metz is the next team. Was also a little bit more expensive, but still less than the pack is worth. We get a gold pack and 500 coins. So that is not the best reward, but as I said, the team was cheaper, or completing the team was cheaper than the reward, so it wasn't too expensive for me. North, we get a premium gold pack as a reward plus 1000 coins as well. A lot of gold players in here, as I said, which is what you want. Next up, we do have Bordeaux. Bordeaux was actually a team that I had already completed. I just hadn't submitted it yet. A lot of the gold players, you continuously get them when you just open regular packs, SBC packs, marquee matchups packs, and the like. Toulalan is one player you see quite often. I don't even have to use him, so I can keep an 83 rated player for future challenges, which is nice because this only requires a 73 rated team. And with Menes up here, we get the rate and the Plagil as well, who I use totally out of position here. But as I said, 95 chemistry, you have one Joker card basically. In this case, it's Plagil. Let's submit this one, and I think we are halfway done at this point. There's a couple of big teams still to come and a couple of expensive ones as well. Next up is Lille, one of the teams, as you can see here, where you also have the majority of the players being gold. So this also wasn't too expensive, and it gives you a jumbo premium gold pack. So that's one of the better rewards from those individual challenges. Next up, we have Montpellier. Montpellier was actually pretty expensive to complete. It was the most expensive team that I completed. Still cheaper than the reward though. We get a jumbo premium gold pack, so that's a 15k pack, and I paid 14,700 coins to complete this pack. Those rare silvers, they're really hard to get. So Yakuba Silla, I paid more than 5,000 coins, and I think the striker was even more expensive, almost 8,000 coins for Kamara. The rest, the gold players, obviously pretty cheap, the bronze one as well, and I think the other silvers, I just packed them from the bronze pack method. Let's submit this one for the 15k pack and then move on to another couple of teams that also give us 15k packs. We're done with Montpellier. Nice is the next one. We're not using Balotelli in here, but we use a lot of gold players, so this team was also pretty affordable, especially for the reward, which, as I said, jumbo premium gold pack, 74 rating requirement. We do get a 75 rated team, but let's submit this for the reward. Olympique Marseille is one of the teams which has a super hard formation. This formation, you can't use right mids, you can't use wingers, and you only have two left back, right backs, obviously, where you can use players out of position a little bit, so I use a right mid as a right back. But in general, those narrow formations, they're pretty hard to fill. I have some players like Tauvin up here, a right mid. I can't use him really. Could have used him instead of him, which maybe that makes sense, so we can save one rare player instead of a non-rare player. But as I said, those narrow formations usually are a little bit more expensive. We were fortunate though that the Olympique Marseille team is gold dominated, so a lot of these players you just pull constantly from regular packs. Let's submit this for a gold players pack, so another 15k pack, and move on to, I think, Lyon's next. Yes, Olympique Lyon, full gold team except one center back, 77 rated, so that is one of the highest requirements in that league. I think the Paris one was a little bit higher, but with all those golds it shouldn't be an issue at all. And obviously you can also have one Joker card, which in my case was Fekir as a striker. We have 4 teams left, and 2 of them were a little bit more expensive, and actually those two, Caen and Toulouse, were 2 of the 3 where I had to pay more than the coin and pack value that you get as a reward. But let's start with Bastia first. Bastia, a lot of silver players, not too expensive though. So that, I mean, a lot of players, I basically had the center part from regular pack openings, the striker, the midfielders, and the defenders, as well as the goalkeeper. So I only had to buy the left side, the right side. It wasn't too expensive overall, I say. Let's submit this for a premium gold pack. Let's move on to the final 3 teams. Caen, as I said before, was one of the more expensive teams. I paid 12,000 coins for it, and the packs and the coins, I think there's also a little bit of coins that you get as well. Let's quickly check the rewards for Caen. Yes, you get 750 coins as well, plus a premium gold pack, so that's a little bit more than 8,000 coins overall reward value, but a lot of the silver players go for quite a bit. This guy I had to buy, he wasn't too expensive, 1,300, but a couple of these forwards, this one for instance, 7,400 coins, probably the most expensive player in this team. Let's submit it though, and obviously if single teams are more expensive than their reward value, doesn't matter really, as long as the overall challenge basically pays off, which, as I said in the beginning, it does for me. 90,000 investment, 240,000 coin value as a reward. Start then not the final one, but one of the last teams for a gold players pack. Not a lot to say about that team. It was pretty gold dominated, so it wasn't too expensive. Now the final team, Toulouse FC. If you check basically all the discussion boards, Toulouse is always the biggest pain to complete. I found it rather easy. It obviously was one of the more expensive ones, but I basically had I think I had 6 of the players already from regular pack opening. So the weekly packs back in the day, the silver players from the bronze pack method upgrades, and then only had to buy a couple of players. So overall I spent less than 15,000 coins on completing Toulouse, which I think isn't too bad. Let's submit this one, and this, guys, is the final individual challenge. Toulouse FC done, and if FIFA decides to load properly, we get the individual reward, plus now we also complete the overall reward. Ligue 1 completed, thank you very much EA, and we get our special card. Lacazette, as I said before, triple stat, pace, shooting, dribbling, 88, plus the other stats, not too bad. Obviously defending lacks a little bit, but he is a striker, so that is a pretty strong card. 30,000 coins, obviously not too bad, given that we invested 90,000 coins. Our net investment was only 60,000 coins basically, so as long as we get that out of the packs, we should be fine, which already is still quite the challenge, given how low the pack weights are at the moment. Now with that challenge out of the way, let's quickly move over to the store, and we have 24 packs to go through. We have I think 4 or 5 silver packs from the bronze pack method upgrade packs, and check my channel if you're interested how that works. These packs are totally free, no investment needed, no players need to leave your club, they just come for free, and obviously some of the silver players come in handy if it comes to completing SBCs. Let's open the first one. Let's skip it because it's a player that is neither rare nor useful. It is a player from the MLS. We already did that challenge, so we'll send him to the team, and we can check if that German goalkeeper, we already have him obviously, but let's see if we can sell his counterpart. Yes, indeed we can. So Valke goes to the transfer list, and I list them up after I'm done with this video. The 15k packs, jumbo premium gold packs, then we have a gold players pack, another gold players pack, another one, so 4 gold players packs, 5 gold players packs, and then finally the premium gold players pack. Let's start with the 15k packs first. Let's see what we get. We get an Irish card. We get special. Who is it? Is it Coleman? It is Coleman. It's probably the best Irish card out there. We get Seamus Coleman, St. Patrick's Day special card. Welcome to the club, man. I already have his regular card. I use him in my team, changing him with Zabayeta. Basically, whenever someone needs a rest, I have Seamus Coleman, the regular version, and now I do have the St. Patrick's Day special card. Let's see how much he goes for. I'm obviously not using him in any of the pot of gold challenges. I will definitely keep him, and it seems like he goes for, let's say, 12 to 15k. That is pretty nice, not gonna lie. So that is definitely the best player we have pulled so far. I will keep him in the club, and I will use him for sure. We also get Bernard from Shakhtar Donetsk and a bunch of other players. Obviously a bunch of consumables as well. 500 coins and a couple of duplicates. Let's send the duplicates to the transfer list. Let's store all the rest to the team. Let's quickly have a look at that special Coleman card again. That is indeed very nice, especially since a lot of those special cards, the Irish special cards, are silver. So it's definitely nice to pull a gold one, and we did pull the best gold one, if I'm not mistaken. I I should check the list again, but I'm pretty sure Seamus Coleman is the best one. There's also another Everton player out there, but I think given that I have a pretty strong midfield already, he has probably the best chance out of all of those green cards to be useful for me. So that is a perfect pack. Let's open the final 15k pack and then move on to the gold players packs. We get a bigger flair, so that must be a above average player. We get Mario Götze from Dortmund. Not sure if I have him in the team. I'm pretty sure I bought him once to prepare for the Bundesliga challenge. I don't have him in the club at the moment, so welcome back to the team. Also get Kale, so that is a pretty decent pack. Obviously no superstar players, but these are solid players where it's good to have them in the club. Let's quickly check the duplicate section here. This is also pretty useful. I should have said that earlier. When I do those squad building challenges, it often makes sense to use strikers in midfield or midfielders as strikers, because sometimes you save a lot of money to not buy the regular striker, but buy a midfielder and then convert him to a striker, because then no chemistry will be lost. But for that to work, you have to convert their positions as well. And for this one, you sometimes need the striker to center forward card to basically change them from striker to midfielder. Let's send those cards to the club. Let's send Mr. Cocker to the transfer list and then move on to the gold players packs. And then the final one, I think, was the premium gold players pack. Another gold players pack. Who is the special? Another green card. What the heck? We get a right mid from one of the lower leagues. We get McGeady. He was super OP in previous years, not as OP anymore. Also not a Premier League player anymore. He is a player from the Championship, but that is obviously a pretty decent pull as well. We get Seamus Coleman, we get Aiden McGeady, 2 green special cards in one pack opening, plus obviously that special Lacazette card. So that pack opening, or that investment basically in this League on challenge, was definitely worth it. I'm pretty sure he doesn't go for much though. Probably around I'd assume 5 to 10k. What? He goes for more than Seamus Coleman does, at least in that one bid. All the other bids seem to be around for, yeah, all these cards don't have bids yet. 15. He probably goes, I assume that one bid was somewhat off, but you see 13. Sure, there was one bid that was 18 when I looked the first time. Not sure, but he goes for pretty much the same price range that Seamus Coleman does. So that is pretty nice pull as well. Let's send him to the club as well. Obviously not going to use him either. However, if I get a bunch of other low-rated players from Ireland, I might consider doing one of the pot of gold challenges. I did the cheapest one, basically 20 to 100,000 reward range, and I made 50,000 coins, which wasn't too bad. Let's quickly check the other leagues here. Bundesliga, Premier League in there as well, obviously all non-rare. Nothing really worth mentioning though. We did get another Ligue 1 player. I've just seen that while I sent them to the club, so that is good, because obviously Ligue 1, now that I'm done, I might still need those players at some point for future SBCs. Next up, another James Rodriguez pack. We get Luke Shaw from Manchester United. Another decent pull. He doesn't go for much though, but for a gold players pack where you only have one rare player, that is a decent rare one to have. Quite a lot of duplicates here, a lot of Bundesliga duplicates. What the heck? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 Bundesliga players as duplicates. But I'll obviously list them up later. 2 of them from Augsburg as well. Not sure when EA decides to release that Bundesliga SBC. So we have 3 more packs to go, 2 regular gold players packs, and then the final premium gold players pack. Let's see what we can get. We already have 2 special Irish cards. We have that Lacazette card. Obviously, we get the 3rd Irish card. We get a goalkeeper in this case. Again, let's see, Westwood. He is from the Championship, if I'm not mistaken. Let's quickly see where he plays usually. Yes, he is another Championship player. So we have Seamus Coleman, Aiden McGeady, and Westwood. The 3rd green special card in one pack opening. What the heck? That is pretty decent pack. Like, obviously these players would be regular golds, and I probably wouldn't use them, but it's always nice to have those special cards in your club because they obviously look totally different than the others, especially those green Shamrock cards. Let's see what else we have in here. We have another Olympique Marseille player back in our club, which is not too bad. The other duplicates not really worth mentioning, but Westwood is the third Irish special card that we have. Let's send all this to the club, and then the duplicates obviously to the transfer list. Bonera is actually a pretty nice player to have because he is from the Liga Santander, but also Italian, so you can use him to connect to different leagues pretty nicely. Go Players Pack number 5, I think it was overall. Let's see what we get, and then finally we have the main event pack. Another green card! What the heck? We get a cam in this case from Norwich. Houlihan. This is our 4th green player, the 2nd one in a row, and obviously another Go Players Pack, so you only have 1 rare player. I guess he wasn't rare anyway, so we get another rare player in here as well. Yes, Scott Sinclair from Celtic, but Houlihan, the 4th green player that we did pack today. If I had known this before, I would have saved all these other League SBCs for this weekend. You pack a bunch of those green special cards. Doesn't seem too difficult. I think we have 24 packs overall when we started this, and we have 4 green cards so far, and there's 1 pack left to be opened. Houlihan, obviously another championship player, so we have 3 green championship players, and then Seamus Coleman from the Premier League. What the heck? What a decent pack luck today. Obviously these aren't the best players from the stats point of view, but packing those special cards is obviously a great feeling when you see that colored flair when you open the pack. Final pack, Premium Goal Players Pack, Eden Hazard on the front. No green flare, no big flare. We get another Lyon player, which is not too bad. We get Yangam Biva, one of the center backs from the team, so that is good because we just submitted a bunch of them and we might need them for future SBCs, especially since Lyon, if I'm not mistaken, is still in the Europa League at this moment. Let's quickly check the leagues. Nothing too exciting in here. Ospina will also sell in the future. Let's send all of those to the club and list those to, or let's send them to the transfer list first. What a pack opening, guys. What a video. I'm done with the League 1 SBC. We did invest 90,000 coins to get the rewards from the League SBC, from the Ligue 1 SBC. The rewards were worth 240,000 coins. I did already do the Paris Saint-Germain challenge earlier, so the remainder was worth 240,000 coins. Obviously, a lot of rewards for a rather limited investment. Plus we get that special Lacazette card, and as you have just seen, we packed 4 Irish special cards. We get Seamus Coleman, we get Westwood, Aidan McGeady, and the 4th one was Houlihan. So 3 championship players and 1 Premier League Irish player. Alright guys, let me know, did you already do that Lacazette special card, this special challenge? And also, did you pack green cards yet? It doesn't seem to be too difficult. A lot of the players are obviously silvers, are common golds, so it's not too difficult to pack them. But as we just seen, it's always amazing if you see that green flare. With that, guys, we're done with this video. I will see you in the next one. Have a good weekend, guys.